This is the finished front panel of the custom sweater. It took a really long time to do. It took about 4 months, but that was sort of working on it on and off. I didn't do it straight through. There were definitely periods of time where I didn't work on it for like weeks. Now, because of the quarantine, I sat down and I did the remaining about 75% in like 5 days straight. My previous video on this sweater was the time lapse of me knitting the remaining part. I took this up on the roof and I did a fun little photo shoot, and here are some shots from that. One little slightly big hiccup was that the pattern was too wide for my knitting machine. The chest width ended up being 6 needles too wide on each side, so I'm missing about 0.6 inches on each side. I realized this once I sat down to start knitting a little bit late. There's not much to do about it. The only options are to add strips like tubular side seams and proceed with it, or start over with swatch development and knit a chunkier swatch that doesn't shrink so much when taken off of the machine. The yarn on this has a good bit of stretch, so it shrunk when I took it off of the machine. That's why we weren't able to achieve the full width of the garment, which is about 20 inches. Another option would be to start over with garment development to add in other seams like a center front seam or a center back seam to make narrower panels that fit on the machine. I decided to just proceed. I was already planning on doing tubular seams, so it's a reversible garment, so it will be able to be worn on either side, either the map side of Manhattan or the more nondescript side. So side seams need to be clean on the inside and the outside. The tubular side seams will just be a little bit thicker than originally planned to make up for the loss of the panel width. As for measurements, this came out pretty close to the desired measurements. Here are the pattern measurements, and here are the actual knitted panel measurements. It did end up about 2 inches shorter than desired. With a little bit more blocking, it should stretch closer to 27 inches in length. I'm not going to do the back or sleeves in jacquard because I am absolutely pooped from this front panel. I need to move on to other things, other fun projects, and doing the back and the sleeves in jacquard would kind of be torture. It would really test my patience. The next step is going to be swatches for the back and sleeves fabric. Just like the front, I'll do some small swatches and fabric options, show them to the client, and then we'll sort of decide what feels and looks best with the front panel. I hope you guys are just as excited to see the finished sweater as I am. The real test is going to be in how it fits, and I really hope this ends up fitting well. Another opportunity with the side seams is I'll be able to take the finished panels and do a fitting before I link them together, so we can determine the best side seam width while fitting on the client and not just having to rely on my original measurements. So it'll give us an opportunity to say, hey, the side seams can actually be narrower, or oh, maybe they need to be a little bit wider because the panel shrunk more than we anticipated, something like this. So it's a small plus to the hiccup. Don't forget to like this video and subscribe. Hit the little bell notification to be alerted when new videos come out. What would your dream custom sweater look like? Comment below. Let me know what you think. And let's keep creating together.